My name's Lisa and I work on the zoology section at Alice Springs Desert Park. I want to introduce you to this very special animal that we're looking at here. This is a marla, or a rufous hair wallaby. Marla is the Pitjantjatjara name for them, which we typically use. And this is an animal that was very nearly lost to us completely. It's an animal that suffered heavily from introduced predators as well as changes in the fire regime to its spinifex home where it lives in the wild. And scientists in the 70s and 80s became very concerned about the fate of this animal and started searching for wild colonies. Two colonies were located in the Tanami Desert to the northwest of Alice Springs, and it was decided to bring some animals from those colonies back to Alice Springs to trial a captive breeding program. Fortunately, marla breed very well in captivity. Being a desert-adapted animal, they're geared to breed very well when conditions are good, and in captivity we're able to artificially provide good conditions all the time. So these animals will essentially breed pretty constantly in captivity. Unfortunately, there wasn't the chance to collect more animals from those Tanami desert colonies to enhance the captive breeding, because both of those colonies became extinct soon after those animals were collected. One through a wildfire that took out most of the spinifex and therefore food and shelter for these guys, and the other by a fox that got into the colony and systematically wiped out all of the animals there. They're very vulnerable to aerial predators, these guys. They normally shelter under large spinifex hummocks during the daytime. They're obviously nocturnal. And when their habitat is removed, they become very exposed to predation. They're one of the few animals that feeds regularly on spinifex. Spinifex isn't very nutritious, but these guys are able to subsist on it, though they prefer smaller green shoots. It was the mainland subspecies of these animals that nearly went extinct, or is extinct now in the wild completely. There is still another subspecies that does persist on offshore islands where there aren't any feral predators. From those original animals that were collected in the Tanami Desert, slightly less than 30 animals, we've been able to build up a captive population now of several hundred animals. Some of these are kept at Desert Park, both on our nocturnal tour for visitors to see, and also in off-display breeding areas and in our nocturnal house. They're also kept in various predator-proof enclosures around the country in much larger areas. So there locally is one of those out at Wataka near Kings Canyon, and also one down at Uluru. They're a very significant animal to the Pitjantjatjara people, so the traditional owners down there have been very pleased to have them back on country.